The Marvels starring Brie Larson is set to release this year. However, the ongoing Hollywood strike casts doubts. It is no secret that Disney is falling on hard times. Although they are still a world leader in profits, not every decision works equally well. One of these divisions is their superhero branch falling under Marvel. There was a golden period between 2010 and 2019 when the studio could do no wrong. Every movie they released was an instant success. They grossed billions per project, and it was indeed a golden period. Sadly, good times never last, and Disney is finding this out the hard way. For clarity, it is essential to understand that Disney is not struggling financially. They still bring in billions annually and make hundreds of millions per movie. Unfortunately, they are within an industry that depends on forever growth. This means that if your films were making $1 billion before, you cannot return and make $700 million, even if the profit margin is still huge. Phases 4 and 5 of Marvel failed to deliver the golden eggs Disney hoped for. While movies like Guardians of the Galaxy and Spiderman continue to be fan favorites, other films could have done better. There were specific projects like Ant-Man that nearly broke even. This proves that Marvel can no longer turn any movie they touched into gold. With this added pressure, they are under extreme pressure to regain their former glory. Disney needs every project they release to be a success. This is even more true for an essential movie like The Marvels that will set up the next Avengers movie. Unfortunately, this film cannot catch a break and is looking another delay in the eyes. There is mass unrest within Hollywood currently. Actors and writers are rising and demanding more pay. Those involved do not intend to back down despite your feelings regarding this strike. Currently, there is a halt on all upcoming movies and series. However, there are a few exceptions. Certain studios are exempt from the strike. Additionally, if your film is done, you can continue to release it. Unfortunately, this does not mean smooth sailing for studios with complete movies pending release. Although you can release your film does not mean it is a good idea. Certain limitations are attached to releasing your film during a strike or even after. These limitations include promotional material. As most are aware, film studios spend as much on marketing and advertising as they do on the film itself. Due to the strike, there are specific promotional shoots that they cannot do with the actors. Some actors are unwilling to do interviews, shoot adverts, or even do a movie poster. This means that Disney is taking a massive risk in releasing any movie during this time. Although movies like Oppenheimer and Barbie were a huge success, the Marvels might prove otherwise. Disney already lost over $1 billion during the last financial year. This means they won't be eager to take any additional risks. If you cannot promote the movie as intended, pushing it back to a more suitable time might be best. The Marvel movie is a huge studio movie, and you cannot afford any mistakes. Brie Larson has been marked as the person to carry Marvel forward. If your lead actress is a box office disappointment, it might also affect the rest of the MCU. The rumors of the Marvels getting another delay is not entirely unfounded. The study first broke on Bloomberg, and it is easy to understand why Disney is considering this. As mentioned, they have lost over $1 billion at the box office over the last few years. To be clear, we are not simply talking about stock prices falling. These losses stem from films failing to perform. Disney can still make hundreds and millions per film. The issue they face is the high production cost. Specific projects have a projection cost of over $200 million. If you calculate marketing, they often spend almost $500 million per film. This makes the task of just breaking even a lot harder. It is unlikely that the Marvels will suffer a loss at the box office. However, they might fail to reach the heights of the first movie. Captain Marvel was released at a reasonable time when superhero movies were peaking. Everyone was still riding the wave of Infinity War and excited for the endgame. Most felt like Captain Marvel was a must. This hype made the film the most successful female-led superhero opening ever. It pushed Brie Larson into even higher stardom and resulted in her becoming the unofficial face of Marvel Studios. If we look at box office numbers, it is clear that Spider-Man is the face of the Avengers, but the studio is eager to push more women to the forefront. Due to this, a lot is riding on this upcoming movie to succeed. The big question is, can this film live up to this expectation? It is no secret that the Marvels have been struggling for a while now. By this point, most people are likely aware of the backstage turmoil involving this film. The film has already been delayed 4 times. Although movies missing their intended release date is expected, missing it by almost 2 years is never a good sign. Since the first announcement, rumors have been circulating that a severe issue is growing underneath the surface. It was first reported that the movie might suffer from lousy screen testing. It was so bad that certain scenes had to be reshot. This will certainly explain some of the delays. In addition to the poor screen tests, there were backstage reports of possible lousy behavior from Brie Larson. It is stated that she might have been unhappy with the film's direction. It needs to be clarified which parts she took exception to. Some have speculated that it was due to less screen time for the star. It is unlikely that it was the reason, as it was her idea to share the movie with other celebrities. The most prominent rumor suggests Brie Larson was fighting with some of her co-stars, which halted production. This rumor is far more likely but still unconfirmed. Co-stars fight all the time. It is not unbelievable that she might have some disagreements with other actors regarding the film's direction. She is the most senior member and has played Captain Marvel the longest. Thus she might have a specific vision for her character. While she wants to maintain her vision, other actors also want to leave their mark. These differences can lead to conflict. It is worth pointing out that Brie Larson is an Oscar-winning actress with a proven track record. You might not like her, but she is likely professional on set. I have never watched the first Captain Marvel movie, so I can only speak a little about her current acting abilities. After some of her past comments, I did not want to support any of her projects. Despite this personal decision, I still don't actively root for any movie to fail. It is unclear whether the film will make a 2023 release. However, if the strike continues, we likely won't see the Marvels until 2024.